Today it won't do that. Any other day, that's the only way I can record. So anyways, I'm glad it's this way. Today is Monday, December 6th, 2021. I'm on my way to work. I'm actually going into work at 12 today instead of 8 because I just got home about like 2 hours ago from my ultrasound. I had my 32-week ultrasound today, and went really well. Baby girl does not want to stay in a certain position. She keeps on moving every time she tries to get her picture of her face. So I try to see if they could do a 3D ultrasound, to see like what she looks like and stuff. We got one, but it's not a good quality one at all. Baby girl was facing up, so she was not facing to the way they can get a really good picture of her. Wow, it's really warm in here. So for some reason, yeah, she was not cooperating. They actually had to go get another ultrasound tech lady to come and help her to see if she could somehow get the rest of the images, because every time the lady tried to get an image, she moved. She would not stay still. It happened to over 15 pictures of the baby, because the baby, he would not stop moving. So it's not just mine. I'm pretty sure it's thousands and thousands, and not millions of women that go through that. But she's doing good. She's measuring at 4.4 or 4.3, between 4.4 and 4.6 pounds. So she's in the good percentile. She's not too big or she's not too small. She's just the way she needs to be, which makes me feel much better. The reason why is, well, I thought she was going to be first, before I got diagnosed with just gestational diabetes. I thought she was going to be too small, because my belly was not growing as what a normal pregnant woman's belly is. But when I went to see the high risk doctor, he said, every pregnancy is different. Every pregnancy belly, the way it looks is different, and he's like, yours is just, that's how your stomach is. So he's like, as long as she's healthy, that's all that really matters, which I definitely agree. So before they diagnosed me with gestational diabetes, I thought she was going to be on the lower weight side, honestly, because like I said, I didn't think my belly was not like out. I thought she was going to be smaller. After they diagnosed me with gestational diabetes, which was the 17th of November, things have definitely changed since then. One, I'm a little more except for last night and this morning, I've been more conscious of what I'm eating. If I do drink a pop, it is diet pop, and I will make sure I drink it throughout the day instead of like drinking it right away. Been drinking a lot more water, so things have changed. With certain things going to be TMI, but hey, this is a pregnancy channel, everything is TMI. Things have definitely changed. I have to check my blood sugar about 4 times a day, every day, which that's something that you have to get used to, but I'm kind of used to it now. Yeah, the little poke, just like a little poke, but I'm used to taking it. So I have to take it first thing in the morning when I wake up, before eating, fasting. Doesn't really matter what time you wake up, you just got to take it before your first meal. And my doctor wants that first blood sugar to be under 94. The first time I took it, it was higher, because like I said, I was not paying attention to what I was eating and stuff. So I had like fries, potatoes, stuff like that before I went to bed. So it was, I don't know, higher. Like I had potatoes and bread and stuff like that. So, it had a lot of carbs in it. So it went up a little bit higher. I think my blood sugar was at, when I woke up, like 102 or 103. Now, if you were not a diabetic, or if you are like type 2 diabetic, 102 is beautiful, like perfect, because you want your blood sugar to be between 90 and 110 if you are true diabetic. Or even if you're not a diabetic and you're just checking your blood sugar and it says 102 first thing in the morning, I don't think there's too much to really worry about. But he said if you are in gestational diabetes, the way he just him and the dietitian, the way they both explained it to me is that, you know, it's not just my blood sugar only, but it's the baby's blood sugar as well. So they want it to be a lot lower, not a lot lower, but lower than what someone that's considered to be a diabetic or not diabetic when they check their blood sugar on a normal basis. So now when I wake up in the morning, since last week, I think the highest number I got was 95, and he wants to be under 94 and under, so I don't think he's going to really worry about that 1 point. And I know the reason why. Oh, I'm sorry, today was 108. It was higher this morning, and I know the reason why it was higher this morning. No, 103, between 101 and 104. I can't remember exactly. But I woke up in the middle of the night. I was really thirsty, and I had got some grape juice, but I mixed it with water to dilute it a little bit, and I was drinking that middle of the night. So that's like after midnight I had drank some of that. So I think that was that. And then I had like a piece of not pastry, but like panettone. If you don't know what that is, that's like the Christmas thing. I had like a piece of that because I got like really nauseous and hungry. So I just had a piece of that, like a small piece, and I drank the juice and I went to bed. I should have just drank the water, and then I think I would have been fine, but I had to drink the juice. That was spiked it up. So it was 108. So and now I need to be careful at nighttime. I probably need to get like whole wheat crackers or something like that, leave it in my bedroom, so if I get hungry or something, I can just snack on the whole wheat crackers instead of having to snack on something else that has a lot more carbs to it. And also not to drink juice at nighttime because juice has so much sugar in it. So I had water with me. I think I just grabbed the first thing that I saw. So I usually get like a big bottle of Essentia, and I just leave that until I finish it upstairs in my room. So I'm going to get another fresh bottle of Essentia today when I go back to sleep and drink that, because gestational diabetes is not something to really mess around with, especially you don't want it to turn into regular diabetes, and if it turns into regular diabetes, you know, that's not a good thing either. So and I know what to do now. So I did end up seeing a nutritionist. Well, we did a telephone visit because it was going to be easier for me instead of having to miss, you know, another hour or two from work. I'd rather just see her, well, talk to her over the phone on my lunch break. So we talked about how to count my carbs and how much carbs is protein and all the kind of stuff I should have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And let me tell you, it has made a difference of not trying to make it too difficult, you know, not trying to make it too complicated for myself. I just know how much carbs I should have for breakfast, how much protein I should have, how much the good fat I should have, and all the kind of stuff I should have during breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner as well. So when I'm eating, I am looking at the carb, calories, fiber, all that kind of stuff, and it does make a difference. The first couple of days was the hardest, but then after that, you kind of get used to it. So I had to know, like, I'm not hungry, I'm just thirsty. So I just had to make sure that I'm just drinking more water, and trying to just take care of myself. One thing I'll say is I did lose 2 pounds since I've been doing this, so I'm pretty sure it's just like water weight, but still I don't want to lose no more than that, because you know, you don't want to lose weight when you're pregnant and you don't want to gain too much weight either. Since I've been pregnant, I go back and forth from 242 to 245. So I think I've gained between 10 and 11 pounds. So I've been pregnant. I am 32 weeks pregnant as of yesterday. I'm 32 weeks and 1 day. So I'm officially my 8th month, and things had changed for me during talking about pregnancy, like how I feel and how I sleep and walk and sit, just like the pregnancy changed for me was when I turned 7.5 months pregnant. Things just flipped, like literally flipped. It's so much harder to go much better on the couch than I can on the bed, which is crazy because the couch is not, we need to buy a new couch, but the couch is so much more comfortable for me to sleep in instead of my bed. I don't know the reason why. I don't know if it's because it's a lot of, I just don't know, but all I know is the couch is just so much more comfortable. Getting up from sleeping, laying back down after using the bathroom, turning from one side to another side is painful or hurts. It's uncomfortable. It takes a while. Yeah, it's not going to get any better. The ultrasound text is like, I'm sorry, but I want to let you know now it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. The bigger you get, the harder it is. And she's like, but you are almost done, which is true. I am almost done. Next month is January. I'm almost there, so I should not be too. I'm not discouraged. I'm really excited, but so far everything is fine. But it's just the discomfort and being so uncomfortable sleeping. But like I said, it's not going to get any better, so I have to get just used to it. So now when I said I would start drinking a little bit more water, one thing I can tell you is that I've been having, like, my pH balance has been like thrown off because of being pregnant, of course, and sometimes I will get like this really, it's TMI, but like strong odor down there, and I just could not figure out, like, I use the same soap I've always used. I have not changed up anything. The only thing that's changed and everything is that I am pregnant, of course. So there's a chemical change in my body, definitely. I know it has something to do with that as well, but I just could not understand. Like, before, it was bad. Before, it was like embarrassing bad. Like, I know I could, like, I could smell myself, and I'm like, I know if I can, then somebody else can. So that was very, very, very embarrassing. It has gotten so much better. Second trimester was like that. Second trimester was just, the odor was horrible. The pH balance was really, really bad. And I just don't know why. Third trimester is still there, but it has gotten so much better, especially since I've changed my diet. One thing I can say, since I've changed, since I've been watching what I'm eating now, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, it has gotten better. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. And I have been increasing my water as well, so it's not noticeable. Before, like I said, my second trimester, it was embarrassing. It was very, very embarrassing. Like, I would not go anywhere. I would go straight home and take a shower because it was just so embarrassing. But thankfully now it has definitely, like, 90% gotten better from it being really bad to, like, basically almost gone. What else? So this week, this is my 32nd week of pregnancy. I have had my ultrasound already. It went really well. Our ultrasound machine at my hospital is not the greatest. I mean, I can go somewhere else and get ultrasound done, but I would have to pay out of pocket for that, and I don't know how much they're going to charge, and then I would have to make an appointment appointment and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to get like a really good 3D. Hopefully my last ultrasound is next month. Maybe I'll have a really good one. But this week I do have to see my high-risk OB doctor. I only see him for gestational diabetes. We had talked about possibly, baby could come early, the complications that I could face from having gestational diabetes, as well as being an older mom. We talked about there's high risk for me to have preeclampsia. As you know, I already have gestational, but he said there's a high risk of me having preeclampsia, higher risk for her to come early, but he's going to do his best for her to come at 39 weeks. He said, don't be alarmed if she comes as early as 37 weeks, which had me and my other doctor had already discussed. So my father's using my blood pressure machine now, but I can just go upstairs in the clinic and have them put the blood pressure machine on me and check it once a day. I could definitely do that as well, or I can just go ahead and buy my own and let my dad have that one and check my blood pressure like I check my blood sugar every day. I don't have to check my blood pressure like every single day, but I still need to keep an eye on it. He told me keep an eye on any swelling. If I eat something that has, even before pregnancy, that has a little bit higher salt content, I swell up bad. Like if I ate Lay's potato chips, I will swell up. If I ate Fritos, I will swell up for the rest of the day. Like my face, my hands, my feet, my body will feel like it's very swollen. So I know I don't do well with salt, but he said for me to keep eye on the swelling on my feet and swelling my hands and face, to keep an eye out on excessive shortness of breath, especially when I am walking and stuff like that. He said by mid to end of my 9th month pregnancy, that's going to be normal, but for right now, to keep an eye on that, and also to keep an eye on my diet. And I also have to see my psychiatrist on Friday. And then next week, I see my regular OB, and I think I'm going to be seeing my high-risk OB as well. So I think I'll be seeing one of the OBs on a weekly basis until she comes. And I'm hoping that my blood sugar would just maintain on a really good level, that she doesn't get too big. She is in a good weight percentile right now, so hopefully she continues growing at a good rate so that she doesn't get too big or too small. They didn't tell me her measurements. They said they don't measure at this point, but they said that when they did measure her before, she was measuring out really well. They did measure her femur, and I'm pretty sure if she was measuring completely off, they would have went and got the doctor. But she said that everything is fine. I don't have to worry about it. She said everything looks great. I was worried about my placenta, because when I move in bed, it's just really uncomfortable. So I don't know if it was just normal pregnancy aches and pain, or if it was something had to do with my placenta. She said the placenta looks fine. Her heart looks great, which is another thing I was worried about, because we have such a strong heart history on my father's side of the family. So every time they check the heart, I'm like really trying to pay attention and try to understand as best as I can and ask a lot of questions. But they said everything is great. I don't have nothing to worry about. This Sunday, the 12th, is our baby shower, which I was not going to have one. I had just said, forget it, I'm not going to have a baby shower. But my cousin on my husband's side, she said, no, we are having one. And then my brother's best friend, he paid for the location as well as the decoration and everything like that. And then I got a surprise that My family's coming from DC. My mom, well, I knew my mom was coming. I didn't think my sisters would be able to come, which I told them I'd rather them be here when she's born instead of the baby shower. But they decided they're going to come. And they bring in my nieces with them, so I'm really happy about that. My friends get to meet them all. So the godmom is going to be there, which is my sister, and the godfather is going to be there, which is my husband's cousin, his first cousin. They're like brothers. They basically grew up together. So I'm really happy that they're both going to be there, because I can introduce them as, this is auntie, godmom, this is cousin, it's her godfather. Yeah, but everything's coming along really well. Everything that was really stressed and worried about, now I know it was foolish of me to worry about it. I shouldn't have to worry. But anyways, that's all I have. It was about to get really dark because I'm about to get into the garage. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.